tonight. With the win tonight, concluded a great regular season. The boys finished out in first place again this year for the fourth straight year in a row, entering into the playoffs. Tonight we honor a great senior class.
It hit me a few days afterwards that it was like my last regular season game that I played home, and how, you know, I've only ever lost one game there, and that's what really clicked. That's what I really thought about, and that's a really cool feeling to have been a part of a team for 4 years, and to know that I'm appreciated by the guys, and for everything that all the other guys or all the other seniors have done for the team has been appreciated. It was just a really cool feeling that, you know, we've had one loss on that field, and that's it.
I've grown up with the seniors and the boys on the team since I was in 6th grade, so it's really good to kind of have this path for all of us to go on and to end it all in the same place, and then go on and hopefully all have a successful career in college and then come back and meet up when we're all done. But it was super fun just to have everybody out there and then have the team and the time.
Certain aspect of it that was a little sad, and like, I mean, suited up on that field a lot over my 4 years here, practices and games and whatnot, played a lot of memorable games, spent a lot of hours out there, so it's kind of sad to kind of start to see it come to an end, from freshman year to senior year, see how all the guys have developed over the years. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that the 4 years is almost over, and that was my last regular season of high school lacrosse.
Just leaving them in the dust.
We have a team like no one else. The way that we all get together and bond, we're always able to have fun with each other, make jokes, but at the end of the day, we always play like a team, and it's never just one person. We're always out there together.
Yeah, Max!
And we've never really been a part of it before, so it was nice to have my parents and my brother there, and then just to have all the parents. And I mean, I've been playing with some of these guys since like 4th grade, so to have some of their parents have their parents, and we've been on different trips, traveling and whatnot with them, and just everything's kind of culminating. It was nice to have everyone there.
We have a special kind of bond with each other here. You know, like you've been seeing out on the field, we dance around, we have a lot of fun, but when it's time to focus, we focus. But that's that kind of mentality where we like to pick each other back up and have fun when we can, but work hard.
It was a nice opportunity to kind of reflect back on how special this group has been, all they've accomplished. You know, when I actually put pen to paper and realized they were 75-2 in their career, that's a pretty special accomplishment. And not only are they 75-2, they're 2 goals away from being 77-0 in their career, which would be unreal. But just the fact, you know, they can look back and say they held the nation's longest winning streak for a period of time. You know, they've won 3 straight state championships. They've won 4 straight regular season titles. You know, just they've accomplished a lot, and they're going to leave behind a tremendous legacy.
These guys are more than statistics alone. These guys have shown through hard work, on and off the field, in the classroom. I was tremendously proud of Awards Day the other day. Seeing these guys up on stage getting honored for their work in the classroom and all the stuff that they do community service-wise.
You know, I had talked a little bit during the presentation about how proud I was of the work they've done in the classroom, where they're going, their school choices they've made. That I think is really rewarding to see in our program, where these kids have ended up and the opportunities they have because of the lacrosse program here.
Nice. Here we go. There we go. That's nice.
Good stuff.
Just get in the crowd.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it all week. I think it'll feel more like that on Saturday when it's our actual last game on the turf. But again, I'm gonna try and keep that on my minds. But yeah, no, I mean, especially everything else going on with graduation in a week and just everything wrapping up. It's kind of like on your mind right now, but you're just trying to keep it out so you can focus on the game. It just feels like everyone has this mutual connection with each other in moments like that, where we all know that we're a part of something greater than just a team. Like, we're a family, and that we matter to each other, and that even if we don't necessarily know each other's parents, like, everyone's still there supporting each other, which is a really cool feeling.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, I saw the guys my freshman year and the seniors that year, and then all the way through. I mean, you don't really have that, like, you're like, oh, it's a little ceremony, we still have playoffs, like, but for me this year, I know a lot of the other seniors did really mean a lot, and you don't really recognize how much it means until you're actually walking through that aisle of all the juniors and with your family, and that's the last time you're ever going to do it, last time you're going to play on that field in the regular season. So it's nice to have that ceremony as a little end celebration to a lot of hard work.
A really special group of parents here. I mean, every game they prepare a tremendous tailgate for us. They do a lot of behind the scenes work. A lot of our parents film games for us. And most of all, my wife and I consider them really good friends. Like, they care about us, they care about the program, they care about me, and they care about all the kids. And so it's kind of also like, not only are the kids going away to college, but we're losing friends because they're moving on with their kids. And it is special and neat to kind of see through social media how many of the parents from the past alumni stay in touch with the program and want to know how we're doing, want to know how I'm doing, want to know how the school's doing. It's a pretty neat and special bond that we develop over the 4 years. So yeah, it's a little sad seeing that group of parents that I've been through so much with over the years. They're moving on as well.
Last home game, regular season, wasn't as big of a deal. What was more surprising to me was we played at St. Thomas, and in the middle of the game or in warm-ups, Max comes up to me and he says, this is the last time we're wearing this jersey. And I was like, wow, that's okay.
I don't know, I was just looking down at these jerseys. I'm like, well, we're number 1 seed. There's no way we would be wearing these jerseys again. So
I did hear him say that. Luckily, that's been something that we've been able to do for the past couple seasons, like be able to put away that maroon jersey coming into playoffs. I mean, it's a good goal to have. I mean, to have home field advantage all the way through until semifinal and finals, be able to wear that white jersey going in.
So that was like, it's just like little stuff for me that I just notice here and there, but it's not like it's all. So it was a little weird. So I just mentioned it.
That kind of hit me because we're going into the playoffs, number 1, and our last regular season was home. So that's what hit me more actually, because I actually like the maroon jerseys. But I look forward to playing 3 more games in the white. So I'm excited.
We've taken the approach that we're going to concentrate on what we need to do well. We know, luckily, we've played our 2 possible opponents this year. We've played St. Thomas, we've played Kingswood. And, I think we also know there's a limited number of things that they can do. They can play us man-to-man, they can play us zone. And so we're prepared offensively for both. We've got some different options depending on what they throw at us. We like our matchups that we have on defense. We have an idea of what we want to do against both teams, regardless of who we play. Then it comes down to execution, right? It's like, is everybody healthy? Is everybody excited? I think the biggest problem is dealing with finals. Every year we deal with, this is the time where kids are staying up late. They've got papers to write, projects. They're studying for exams. So to me, that's my biggest worry. But also kind of a nice thing that we can kind of take this week to ease into our game, get those finals out of the way, and then come Saturday, completely concentrate on our opponent. So like today we were able to go from 2 to 4 because we had a reading day and practice a little bit earlier and give us some flexibility so we could be on the turf while the girls are playing their playoff game right now.
In these past couple of days, we focused on a lot of the big stuff, stick skills, running through plays that we know we're going to run regardless of the competition. And then in these next 2 days, in the next 2 days, we're really going to know who we're playing. We'll be able to key on individual matchups and kind of get more familiar with our opponent before that game on Saturday. So
I think that the one thing that we definitely try to do is look at the extremes for both teams that we could potentially be playing and know what either of them would be doing. But we also try to focus on the things that we know that both teams have in common that they'll be doing. So either way, we know we're not too far out in left field if it turns out we're playing a different opponent. But just focusing on our game mostly, not necessarily worrying about who we're going to be playing, just focusing on getting there is what that's our mindset for this past week.
For defense and me especially, it's just looking to play our best and doing what we can do and doing our jobs. And as a team, I don't think it matters the opponent. We need to come out firing whoever it is. It doesn't matter if it's the last seed or if it's the second or the third seed, but we're coming out firing no matter what.
I think it's just get back to like what we did, what we do well. So we've just been focusing on our offense and our defense right now, and just really buckling down on us. And as long as we focus on us and make ourselves the best version we can be, we should be able to apply that into any game situation. So that's what we're working on right now.
Regardless of who we play, we're excited. It would be, I believe, our 4th time in the 5th year, in 5 years of being up in Division 2 that we would play St. Thomas in the quarterfinals. So Sean and I like to call it our annual date. So we have our annual mandate. So. I think it still comes down to matchups and personnel that you have on the team. Like I said, I know Sean really well, and I know there's a couple things, traditionally they've played a couple different zones against us. They've played man-to-man, they've played, and I think that's the hard part. Both of us know each other so well that I've told my kids, look, we're going to be prepared. Expect them to throw something, a new wrinkle at you. I think we both knew in that first game that there was a good chance that we would see each other again in the quarterfinals. So I don't think all the cards were shown. They had one of their defensemen was injured at the time, so it'll be interesting to see if he's back. But I still think it comes down to how well do we do in the face-off circle? Do we get more possessions? I like us on turf. I think we're a fast team. We can get up and down the field. Mistakes that the other team makes are magnified because the ball's going to go out of bounds where it's not there.
For them, it might give them a little motivation because there were some plays that we messed up on and we should have had and whatnot on the defensive side and on the offensive side. So they might think that they can turn the tide, but we just gotta come out with energy and we gotta come out excited and just play great Derryfield lacrosse.
For me personally, I don't think we showed them everything. I think we personally, as a defense and as a team, we didn't really have a great game. We gave up pretty dumb goals, and I don't think we produced on offense like we know we can. So I think they don't expect a lot from us because they were able to come back in that game and they were kind of still putting up with us. But I think no matter if it's St. Thomas or Winnacunnet, right? Kingswood, okay. Either way, we're going to come out firing for them.
I think that it keeps all of the issues that we had that game, or all the things that maybe didn't go the way we wanted them to. We have all those still fresh in our mind, so that makes it a lot easier to be prepared for the game because we know that we had them relatively matched up 6-on-6. It just they had a few transition goals, they had a few man down. I think they had 1 or 2 man down goals. So our 6-on-6 defense is fine. It's just tightening things up in the transition.
With that, the wound is still fresh with St. Thomas, so you can take that as you want to. Either they're going to come out fiery and they remember exactly what happened, and they're gonna go hard for all 4 quarters, or they're gonna throw the game away, and they're just gonna be like, there's no chance we got pumped. So I don't know. I'm hoping for a good game, get us ready for some more games down the road. But we're not looking past either of the teams whatsoever. So we're ready. I think we're ready for this challenge coming up.
Yeah, little inauspicious start to the game. We were being aggressive in the face-off circle, took a chance, and they took advantage of it, went down, scored a fast break goal. Of course, one of the keys to our game, we said don't give up transition. And of course, 13 seconds into the game, we're down 1-0. And they go, oh, okay, this will be interesting. But to the credit to the guys, we've ridden waves of momentum all season long, and nobody panicked and just said, we're going to go to work.
Combination of a lot of things. That they came out super hot. Maybe we didn't come out as hot as they did. And I think the look that they had was pretty solid. So, and they capitalized on it early, which set the tone for the rest of the game.
For me, it's like personally, I'm never worried about going down first. If anything, I feel like it gives the guys a little bit of like, I don't know, puts them at ease. It lets them know right away, it's all right, we've messed up, we've gotten the mess up out of the way, it's fine. Like, it's not anything that we necessarily have to worry about. We'll just keep rolling and do our thing. So, going down by 1 early on in the game, like, a couple of years ago, it would have been a scary thing, especially in a quarterfinal, but you just begin to realize it's part of the game. It does add a level of comfort to the guys.
I've always been the guy to just move on after a goal. I think it's important to talk about it with the defense and talk about the mistake we made, but after that we're on to push transition. Next time it's down at our end and get the ball on the ground and move it to the offense so they can do their job. But I know right after they scored that goal, I looked at Avery and Max and I said, let's go. Like, this is going to be the game. We have a job to do. We didn't really dwell on it. We kind of just picked it up and then we went from there.
It's always good to get a little shock in the beginning because it sets the tone for the game that they're not messing around, and we definitely need that every once in a while. Not like what happened with Exeter, but it's always good to have a little shock. I think after that, we just took off, which was awesome. Just bounced back immediately.
I don't fully remember it, but I know I think it was partially my fault, like where I pressed out too much on the face-off guy going to try and take the ball away, and then it just allowed them to have a fast break. Something that we're trying to clean up. They had a couple of those, so something we're trying to clean up for next game. But for me, it was just like, all right, we're here to play. They're here to play. Like, this is going to be a grind. This is what I've been getting in the mindset, and this is what I've been doing. And then I just tried to really tell that to the team, so get them just in that mindset, get ready to go, and for a good game. And it was a good game. So.
very tight, and I'll give it to them. They played good. I think that there was a few calls that the refs had that definitely went more lenient our way, but I think that first half they came out and they played very solid.
I love games like that. Definitely love competition. Take it wherever you can get it. And in a quarterfinal game at home under the lights, it's always great to have a game like that. The team embraces moments like that.
I think it just prepared us to, they could have come out and kept rolling us and kept scoring, but we put our heads down and they fortunately took a lot of penalties, and we've been on the other side of that where we've taken a bunch of penalties.
Personally, I thought was very good all the way around. We got a good look from them. We played an intense game, so we're not plateauing at all. Our intensity's still up. We're looking for the next game, and we played against a good competition like St.
It's
Thomas.
good. I think it prepares us and gets us ready to go, and then we are just flying around and know that on Wednesday the same thing's going to happen. So we just have to be prepared for it.
Great for our guys to come out and respond the way we did. We talked after the BG scrimmage that it seemed like guys were kind of tired. We didn't play our best, and we kind of questioned like, how are we going to come out and play on Saturday? I think being able to go to bed on Friday night, everybody getting a full night's rest, the game being later in the evening on Saturday, air temperature was a little bit cooler. Guys were ready to go and excited. So I could tell during warm-ups that we were probably going to come out well, even though we gave up a goal in 13 seconds. Guys played with a lot of energy. We were able to match. We knew coming into it that St. Thomas had nothing to lose, and that it would be they'd throw everything at us. And I think for us to be able to play calm, cool, collected, and not get into a physical game with them and keep our skill and our IQ level as high as it's been all season, that was huge. We executed really, really well. We did all the things. We knew what they wanted to do on defense, how we were going to attack that offensively, and then what were our keys to keep them off the scoreboard. And for the most part, we did that pretty well.